And hello and welcome to the Film Vomit Podcast. My name is Elf Taylor.
My name's DJ. Merry Christmas.
And today, well, you kind of can't see my face right now because of this thing, but there it is. There I am. So, yeah, more toward you.
We're good.
We want to hear you. All right, here we go. Today, we are talking about
Home Alone.
1990. All right, you want to go ahead and just jump right on in this here?
As always, it's an instant classic, as we all know. Everybody, I can't think of anybody that hasn't seen this movie.
Yeah, I think when we were deciding we were going to do Christmas themed movies in December,
This was
this
pretty
was
much
the first
an instant.
one. We just knew we were going to do Home Alone.
Home Alone, and we'll be doing Home Alone 2 later this
Yes,
week.
because it was like, of course,
I mean,
if you
it's-
do one, you got to do the other.
Home Alone 1 and 2, we've discussed this. Like, I cannot watch the first one without watching the second.
Yeah, because I watched this for the podcast, obviously, and I immediately put in the second one. I
You
couldn't-
have to.
I could not.
We watched it tonight, and I wanted to watch the second
Because
one.
it's
wanna
like,
watch it
I
now.
love seeing the continuity.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's all good stuff. All right, so we're going to jump right on in here. Home Alone, after our little title sequence, the brilliant score by John Williams.
John Williams is the man.
Of course, always. I'm gonna lower this a little bit toward our mouths.
There we go.
Yeah, it's probably better. I'm watching the little sound bars at the bottom, just making sure we get enough sound.
Sounds good.
Okay. So we get a crazy house. There's kids running this way, that way, this way, that way, this way, that way.
About 15 kids. 11, I think is what it is.
Yeah, 11 kids and 4 adults.
Yes.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of kids.
It's a lot of kids. Yeah.
Like, I know there's teenagers in the mix there, but
A
kids
couple.
nonetheless.
Most of them are like under 15.
Probably, yeah, under 15, which is just
That's
a
terrible
age all the way through there.
Like I was in the younger end of my family, but like I remember being like when I was really young, being at like Christmases and things, and kids just being everywhere. It's a nightmare.
I was the youngest in my family's outside my
I
family.
am in my mom's side, like of the grandkids, the great grandkids. Fuck those.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Well, no, not now. They had twins on the grandkids side, so for many
You're not
years,
the baby no more.
For many years, I was. So, like, growing up, I didn't have a lot of people my age, but I do remember a bunch of my cousins running around. That's not what we're here to talk about. Basically, Joe Pesci is dressed up as a cop.
Very interesting. I mean, Joe Pesci, man, he's a gangster. He's a gangster. Not a gangster, just a gangster.
Goodfellas.
Casino, Goodfellas, all of it. He is a natural born gangster. So, to me, you're a fishy looking cop.
But also, movie from like 30 years ago.
Not 30 years ago, really.
90,
I was born a year after this movie came out.
We're close.
Close, but not
we're
quite.
Less than we're a little
Not
over.
quite to
We're a
30
little over a
years.
year away.
It's fine. Not quite. We're there.
Just saying, like, it's almost 30 years
Not
old.
quite.
bro.
Still there. So, no more spoilers. Everybody's seen this movie. If you haven't seen this movie,
Shame on
go
you.
watch this
Shame
movie.
on you. You've been in a rock.
Yeah, under a hard place.
Not even under a rock, in a rock. You're stuck inside of a rock
Yeah.
and could not have gotten out of it.
You're not smart,
No.
and I mean that offensively.
This, I just want to point out this ornament behind me. Looks like an earring. I just like looked down. I was like, hey,
There it is.
there it is.
There it
Anyway, but like this cop who he's not really a cop. He's a robber disguised as a cop.
I've never heard cops going through neighborhoods
Just checking.
checking to see when you're leaving. That's just fishy.
Like when you're leaving, like if you got everything all.
Where are you
boarded up.
going? How long are you gonna be? I'm gonna look at your timers to
And
see
if
when your
it-
lights
like,
are
and
coming
he's
on.
All these kids running around, he's standing there. It's like, did he let himself in?
He had to have.
Because like
No, I won't say he had to. One of the kids
maybe one of
probably
the
let
kids
him
into
in.
the door.
I mean, he's a cop. Their kids are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, it's a cop. We're good."
And like, so the kids are all passing him by, and he's like, "Hey, you, where's your parents?" He's like, "Well, they're here, but they don't live here." And just keeps walking.
Are your parents home? Yes. Do they live here?
No.
No.
Are your parents home? No, they live in Paris.
Or-
Of course they.
Of course. They
Of
do.
course they do. Of course, there's no parents here. It's a bunch of kids.
Might as well be an orphanage.
Yeah.
A fancy orphanage.
He's clearly getting pissed
Yeah,
because he can't find any adult.
Because this is the house that he wants to hit the most.
Yes.
So this is the house. He's probably in there eager as all get out.
Then we spiral on upstairs where Captain O'Hara's on the phone, and we meet our whiny kid thing. Watch a movie with him because he says it's too bad. But it's horror.
Yeah, Uncle
Sure.
Frank, he is a big.
But
dick.
there are places that aren't rated
R
R
that aren't suitable for an
8-year-old.
I have an 8-year-old. I mean,
Yeah, there was things you wouldn't let
Yeah.
Aiden watch.
no, exactly.
The same. Sorry, Kevin.
You lose this.
As I was on your side, but now maybe I would. I don't know. See, they're not my kids.
You would. Deadpool PG-13. Let's watch it.
Deadpool PG.
It's coming out this weekend, I think. It's like a complete redo, almost.
Did you have to refilm it?
It looks funny. I don't know. Well, whatever.
We'll talk about that later. But back to that.
Yeah.
Like super smart alecky to his mom.
At one point, much dummy. I'm just like,
right there. He says like when he's like playing with her stuff, and she's like, "Quit, get off the bed." And he's like, "Why don't you come over here and make me?"
Dude.
These were some new age parents.
90s.
Yeah,
This is the 90s.
These were some future minded parents.
This is some 2010 parents right here.
Yeah, I know. It was like if that was a conversation with my mom, the movie would be over. Now.
Like I'm like, you're done. Go to your room. And I would have woke up at like 3:00 in the morning, packed my bag, and went out to the van. I'd have woke everybody up. They wouldn't have been late.
That's true. This whole thing could have been avoided multiple times.
Yeah.
Multiple. Then Joe Pesci's still downstairs. It's then Kevin, his aunt's like, "Hey, why don't you go pack your bag?" And he's like, "I know how to pack my bag." I'm gonna ask the kids.
Freaks out. Like, why don't you just go ask your mom and be like, "Mom, are you packing my bag?" And later, I'm like,
well, and he's like asking the other kids sort of blow helpless.
Like he's 8.
Like, yeah, of course he doesn't know.
I was definitely not counting on my 8-year-old bag. God knows. Piles of stuff thrown in there, toys and guns and
yeah. So toys and an actual gun, just like a Glock. I know.
You piece of shit.
Oh, but yeah, it's like these kids are just like trashing on Kevin. No real reason.
Being like, I mean,
it doesn't even bother them.
He's just asking.
Yeah.
Why y'all being such dicks?
Why is it like 0 to 20?
Like he is not joking when he says I'm the only one getting crapped on in this house. He is the only one getting crapped on in this house. Fuller is getting whatever he wants. Who is probably what, 6? Fuller's probably 6, right?
5 maybe.
Yeah. So Fuller gets whatever he wants. Kevin gets
also,
shit on.
Look at Fuller's dad and mom.
Frank's awful old to have a 6-year-old.
Yeah. And so is the lady.
Yeah. I don't even know who that is.
The aunt.
Oh, I know.
With the bigger aunt.
And Judy, right?
Judy. I don't even know. She's such a side character.
Like she has hardly any lines. Everybody knows Frank though, because Frank's a
dick.
I will say that every time Frank is mentioned, he is a dick. I hate.
But yeah, they're emphasizing how helpless Kevin is. That he needs the adults. He can't do anything on his own. He would be helpless on his own.
This is why kids commit suicide. I'm just kidding. No.
Damn. Later, that's a line.
But dude, he's 8, man. Come on.
Yeah, like I know it's your cousin, and people like bag on their cousins, but this is a little.
But that like bagging on my I got picked on.
Yeah,
but this is beyond.
But that's like a legit question.
Yeah, like what do I pack? I'm like, go pack underwear.
He says Buzz says pack
toilet paper and water.
Asshole.
Not as bad as Frank.
No, because he's younger. He has room.
He's the big brother, so he's allowed to be a dick.
Yeah, and then like in the second movie, he's still a dick, but he's getting older and maturing a little bit.
Maturing is a broad term.
A little bit. And then by the way, you got from wedding. which they do.
But listen, of course, like we mentioned, fucking Frank.
Fucking Frank. You knew Kevin was gonna have to sleep.
Yeah.
Frank says, "Then he's calling him a little jerk." Yeah, you little jerk.
Look what you did, you little
jerk.
jerk.
God damn it. Then we're introduced meeting Buzz and one of their other cousins.
No name.
Who's like spider. So this is the first time we see the spider. There's a lot of foreshadowing here in the early.
Oh yeah.
Bits. We meet Buzz the spider, and he's like,
he's like, won't your spider get who's gonna feed your spider when
you're gone? He's like, he just ate a whole bunch of rat guts. He'll be good for a couple weeks. Like, what?
I don't think that's how that works.
That's not how that works.
At all.
I don't know the dietary functions of a tarantula.
If I had to guess though,
2 weeks is a little bit stretch.
And are they really gonna be gone for 2 weeks? Or were they gonna be gone for 2 weeks? That's awful long.
It's a long vacation.
Especially for all those people.
Yeah. Can you imagine being with all those people for 2 weeks?
I'd lose being with Frank for 2 weeks.
Oh.
Stealing silverware and eating people's food.
Shit out of you.
So the tarantula is eating guts, and then all of a sudden you kind of hear this shovel noise, and Buzz runs over to the window and is like, "Oh, old man, and Murphy."
So Kevin comes in, and he's like, "Buzz, can I sleep with you tonight so I don't have to sleep with Fuller?" He wets his bed. And he's like,
I love this line.
I wouldn't let you sleep with me if you were growing on my ass.
And this is the way he says ass. Like he puts so much emphasis on it. He puts the right. It's great.
But it's like, damn, dude. He just doesn't want to get peed on. It's like 95% of the country. You know?
Sure.
I was just like, seriously. Like, he just doesn't want to get peed on. I feel like it's a valid...
That's a valid excuse not to sleep with somebody.
Yes. Like, they're gonna pee on me.
Like, he's gonna pee the bed. I'm not.
Even Fuller is aware that he's going to
That's why he's like...
Yeah, he's like looking at him.
Like, I'm gonna pee on you tonight, sucker.
And that's a dick move.
It's such a dick move.
But then again, it's Frank's kid.
And side note, Fuller is Rory McCulkin.
Who is Kieran?
Kieran
Culkin.
Ron Culkin.
Who is the younger brother of Macaulay and the older brother of Rory. Rory's the
baby.
The baby. At this point, I think he was a baby.
Probably, if he was born.
Maybe. I don't know his age. He's older than me, so. Then the pizza guy shows up. Joe Pesci's still in this living room.
Like at this point, I feel like one of the kids would have been like, "All right, I'm gonna go get my parents,"
or just go get
an adult.
The two people who own the house.
Yeah, like there's a cop downstairs.
Nope, they just don't care. They just one kid throws a bag at his feet.
And doesn't Frank walk by the cop too and just ignores him?
No, he walks by the pizza guy.
Yeah, but the cop is obviously there. Like
he doesn't even see the cop.
Like, who cares about the cop? Pizza's here.
The pizza shows up, and everyone's like, "Pizza's here." They take the pizzas, and he's like, "That'll be it's like $127."
Yeah.
And then Frank's like, "Oh no, not me.
No, this is not my house.
This ain't my house."
Or something like that. Jack.
And then, because the McAllisters are paying for the vacation.
They're paying for everything, as far as I could tell.
In the second one, it's even said that they pay for everything.
Like
by Frank.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Frank, can you just get the pizzas?" And he's like, "I don't have any money on me." Like,
or his wife is like, "Don't you have the money, Frank?" She's like, "Cashier's checks,
travelers checks." And he's like, "It's all right, Frank. We have cash.
Don't worry, Frank. We've got cash." It's like you could tell she's like used to dealing with this because she's been married in this family.
Like someone punched Frank in the face.
Frank is just a jackass.
So she goes to pay the pizza guy, and Kevin goes to get his cheese pizza because he doesn't like all the other toppings everybody else likes on them. And Buzz is like shoving pizza in his mouth.
Literally, it's like he saw Kevin coming and just like took the last.
And he's like, "Where's the cheese pizza?" He's like,
"Somebody's gonna have to throw it
up because we ate it all." He's like, "You know, I'm the only one here that eats cheese pizza. You did that shit on purpose." And he's like,
"Ate that whole piece."
Their cousins that were like,
they're like, "Hey, take this piece from them."
Like, but the fact that, and then he goes and he starts like barfing, like,
get a plate.
Yeah. And then Kevin is like, "That's it."
Which at that point,
I understand.
I get it. Catherine O'Hara, you were a little,
Well, he knocks over all the milk.
Everything. All the milk.
And then his dad goes to get up.
Why is the only ticket, there's only one ticket lone on the table? You think all the tickets would be together. This ticket is lonesome on itself.
The passports. They're passports that are getting milk on them. Because he puts them in the microwave because he says that later.
Yeah, well, his ticket gets thrown in the trash.
Oh, yeah.
Because, it picks up the napkins and they throw it in the trash. I'm like, why is that ticket all alone?
Maybe they just, when they were picking up everything else, it's wet. So it's like you're grabbing shit. But it's like, he knocks over the milk and then his dad knocks over soda and it's like getting everywhere. Like, Frank goes to sit up.
And Fuller gets crushed behind him. It's like, ah!
Yeah, he makes that.
And then his mom is like, oh, Fuller.
Which, stupid name.
Fuller.
What was his middle name? House?
No.
Ding.
No. Not at that.
It was redacted.
It's redacted, definitely.
But yeah. And they only get mad at Kevin.
Yeah.
But he's got a valid point.
Well, they don't know what Buzz did.
They never asked. They just assumed that he just walked in there and was like, fuck you, Buzz. Like, really?
Well, they're not going to listen to an 8-year-old.
Buzz is probably like 13. Well,
I'd put him
he's got a girlfriend.
Buzz, I'd put him at 15.
Gun.
I'd put him at 15.
He's the oldest. Well, the one girl's the oldest. The one that does the head count, she's the oldest. The one whose parents moved.
She's got to be like 17.
Yeah, she's older. But Buzz is the oldest of the younger group.
Yep. Buzz, I would put at 15. That's my guess. Mm-hmm. And he's probably
could be valid.
Maybe even 16 or 17 because I think he was pretty old in the second one.
Well, he was still in school in the second
one. Well, yeah, I know.
Which is the next year, but he grew a lot in that year.
Yeah, he
did. Because it was actually filmed years later, wasn't it?
I think 2.
92? It's like 2 years later. Yeah, Buzz tells, after all that shit, well, we went a little too far. Buzz tells the story of the old man who, we totally breezed on past this.
Well, that's really the only important thing we missed.
Yeah.
Old man Murphy.
Who,
the neighborhood serial killer.
In the 50s, committed all these murders, but they didn't have enough evidence to convict him, so he moved there to get away from all the craziness.
Whole family.
See that bucket of salt he carries around?
All the bodies are in there.
Bodies.
Like you don't know much about human anatomy and biology.
It doesn't fit in there unless you burn them to ashes. Well, I mean, that's what he's using. But that's not salt. It's ashes.
Humans don't turn into salt.
Buzz, your story methods are a little off.
You're scaring Kevin, and it's not nice.
Hey,
okay.
Scare Kevin for a long damn time.
Yeah. All right, back.
Yeah, back to where we were. Forward. It's funny though at dinner you see Fuller chugging Pepsi and it's like, God damn it, Fuller.
There you go, wet in the bed tonight, bud.
And then so that whole mess happens and she goes to pay the pizza guy. She's like, here, sorry, my kids are crazy. Then Joe Pesci's like, no worries, ma'am, blah blah blah. Talks.
Your house is in good hands.
And he smiles and his gold tooth goes ding. And Kevin's kind of like
Kevin's pissed looking at him.
And then his mom's like, how dare you embarrass us like that for our family? Go upstairs. He's like, I am upstairs, dummy.
Dude,
you called your mom dummy.
Boom.
Yeah, that would have been an instant.
Boom.
Yeah.
Done.
And then she opens up the door to the attic. She's like,
the 3rd floor?
Like, yeah, nice ass house.
I mean, 3rd floor, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
My room's up there. I'd ask her, like, Mom, can I have my room on the 3rd floor?
Yeah,
by myself.
Because you got the slopes, the posters, and the slopes.
I mean, they got the bed up there and everything. It's ready. Oh, yeah. It's ready for my bed, bro.
Party time.
He's
like, it's creepy up there. I'm like, why?
Don't be a little bitch.
Huh. If you're gonna call your mom a dummy, don't be a little bitch.
Yeah.
She makes you sleep on the 3rd
floor.
Because he's like, I wish. Because earlier he was like, I get married, I'm gonna live all by myself.
I'm living alone.
Yeah. So he's like, I wish I hate you guys, all of you.
Maybe it'll be a Christmas miracle.
And then she's like, you don't mean that. He's like, yes, I do.
And she says, we'll wish it again and maybe it'll come true. Like, what kind of mom would say that, though?
That's pretty harsh.
That's pretty rough.
This whole situation was handled really harshly.
Some bad parenting skills. And I'm not the best parent, but rough.
And then in the middle of the night, a tree falls on the power lines, causing the power to blink on and off.
Well, it caused the power to go out, and like in the morning, it's like it got fixed, and the guy was working
because the guys
on
on outside were around.
Yeah.
So they wake up and they slept in because their alarm clocks reset themselves.
Doorbell's ringing, and everybody always runs over that damn statue. Pizza guy,
Yeah, they just hit it, and then they walk out and they
pick it back
up.
Like the pizza guy.
The pizza guy does it twice.
The pizza guy does it twice.
You just went to that house.
The airport van drivers
hits it,
and the cop hits it when he comes up too. Do they show the cop hitting it?
Maybe.
You know what? I'm gonna even if they don't, the cop hits it because everybody else does.
Everybody else hits it.
So we're going.
It's
with
like
that.
maybe you should probably move that statue.
I feel like that
just slightly back.
It's almost wondering if they don't know that everybody hits it. Like nobody ever tells them. It's like, oh, that statue out there is really in the way.
Or like they move it and drive more forward to stay in it. That's how I know I'm parking.
Exactly.
Wow, here we go. Like I said, the pizza guy did it twice.
I'd be kind of upset. That'd be some damage in the car.
Yeah, it doesn't really show.
It's a pretty bronzy
yeah
statue there.
Maybe it's cheap.
It's McAllister's. It's not Frank.
Behind that bronze is chocolate. That's what I like to think. That's what I would like. So everybody's in a mad dash of like trying to get their shit, get ready.
I love this little scene. It's fun. Everybody's just running around. Scooby Doo, cat.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It's pretty. Yeah. So. And they all fucking our girl was told.
Well, yeah, because Catherine O'Hara,
which
like go take a head count of the kids because there's 11 kids. That's all she has to do is count to 11. So outside in the van, this kid from next, like across the street.
Who is this child?
They never say. Walks up, starts talking this driver's ear off.
Is this a manual? Is this all-wheel drive? Does this have an automatic transmission? Is this that, and this? Are you going to Florida? I'm going to Florida. They're going to Paris, France. Boy, shut up.
How does he know this shit about the McAllisters?
Probably Kevin's friend.
And then he starts going through their bags.
That was the part that got me. Is like, all right, dude, you can talk all you want, but you go through other people's personal property.
Camera,
like play with the yo-yo.
It's like, get the fuck out of here, kid.
No personal boundaries.
No. So she's going and she's taking the head count of all the kids, and he's turned around. This kid.
So it looks like Kevin.
Kind of.
Not really. It's just
really.
It's a hat.
A slightly closer look would you would see that this is not Kevin. So she counts him as Kevin, and there's 11 kids. Everybody gets in the van. That kid goes back across the street.
Which he actually is like, all right, see you later. Nobody notices that
this was like, oh, yeah, that's not Kevin.
Hey,
that kid's like,
that kid's saying
Kevin's
bye.
leaving.
Kevin, yeah, it's like it's just things. Plot holes, but I'm not really mad because the movie's great. The movie's great.
Yeah.
Basically. We're just going to plug that
back. I hope nothing messes up.
Yeah.
No, we're good. We're all steady.
All right. So the kid goes off and plot holes galore, but I accept it 100%.
They all leave to the airport. And then we get that a Run Run Rudolph song, which is
yeah.
I love them. Run Run
Rudolph. Run through the air town, something like that.
And they're running through the airport trying to get to their plane on time, which is a recurring theme.
Most definitely.
Man, I would just hate airline travel at this point because they're always sprinting. Like barely catching the plane.
Yes, each time. Like at the last second.
It's always that woman
barely
like,
made
just
it.
Made it.
Just made it. Lucky you. Like, oh, thanks, guys.
Just let me on the plane. Don't tell me you're lucky me.
Just move out the way.
Don't tell me what a piece of shit I am for not being here on time. And again, you think you would notice Kevin is not with.
I mean, I know there's a lot of people.
And I know they're in a hurry, but like, that's.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I can get it. Like, if you're in that big of a hurry, you're trying to catch this plane. Like, I can get it. You trust everybody was there. Everybody's in the vans.
It's just a look, a quick glance. They're like, wait, where's Kevin?
He's an itty bitty fella. He'd be hiding.
So they get on the plane. Now Kevin.
Shocker.
And he comes out of the attic. really quiet, which should be definitely.
There's 15 people in this house, and it sounds like a mouse. Silent night.
And it's really funny too because he just kind of turns on the TV and he gets himself some cereal.
Well, the TV was already on.
No, he turns it on.
Did he turn it on? I thought it was still on.
They all left.
I thought it was still on.
No.
They left the garage doors open and all the lights on.
Like he turns on the TV and he eats cereal or something. He's just like, "Where's everybody?" He goes looking for everybody. He's like, "Mom, Dad."
He's eating the cereal and he yells for his mom.
And no one's coming.
So he gets up and starts wandering.
And then finally, like he's wandering around like no one's there. And he wanders down in the basement.
And that scary furnace.
And this furnace, which is weird because it opens itself.
If you listen closely, you can hear it say, "Hello, Kevin," in a really, really grumbly, muffled voice.
So it's like, yeah. And he's like, "Ah!" and runs upstairs.
And then he's sitting there in the kitchen and he pops down his little island thing. And he's like, or does he runs outside at one point and he goes, "The cars are here. They didn't leave for the airport."
Yeah.
You know? And
because he doesn't think they took vans.
He doesn't know they took vans because he's 8. You know?
And he's like, "Wait a second. I wish for my family to disappear." And they did. I
made my family disappear. And then he realizes, like, he goes from that
he's like
fear to happy.
And then we get a montage of him. He's like doing exactly what a kid would do in this situation.
I was home alone. Like I stay in Home Alone by myself.
Jumps on the bed.
When I was 8 years old, jumping on the bed, eating ice cream for breakfast.
Well, no, first he jumps on the bed, then he's just running around the island. Because again,
whatever, dude.
And yeah, he goes to Buzz's room, and Buzz has like this chest of like his personal shit, like his secret shit, and he's just taking shit out of there. He takes his BB gun, and he's like shooting his little figurines, like his little like sports figurines.
We forgot about Buzz's girlfriend.
Whoa. Oh yeah, he finds a picture and he goes, "Buzz's girlfriend."
Whoa,
whoa.
It's so cruel.
Throws it down.
First, it's so cruel. It's not cruel. Girlfriend's not a real girl. It's a boy dressed up as a girl. It's the actor or the art director's son dressed up in makeup. They felt it would be too cruel to actually have a picture of a girl and make fun of her.
Which,
makes sense. It's logical. Cool. And sensitive. Good job, Hughes.
Yes, really good job with that sensitivity. But he shoots all of his little like figurines, which like I don't know shit about sports, but I'm assuming those are expensive.
I mean, more than likely. Who knows? Big jug there.
Hawaiian Punch, not a sponsor of the Film Vomit Podcast.
Pacers, not a sponsor. Will be.
Also not sponsored. A recurring theme of the podcasters.
It's going to have a bunch of Hershey's.
Just keep throwing logos in front of the screen.
Get money.
Fuck bitches, get money. Flash logos, get money. Wish it was that easy. And yeah, then he makes this big ass
everything. Like it's like
the ice cream,
marshmallows, scoops hanging out, chocolate syrup dripping
dripping
off the counter on the floor.
I'm like, even if you are the owner in this house, like answer a thing. Fucking
it's okay.
Wintering, Kevin, and they will come to and your ice cream leaving ass and your marshmallow.
And then you really got some fear going on.
Then you got some problems.
You'd be afraid of some ants, man.
Some winter ants. And then he pops in a movie because, of course, you're gonna watch a movie you're not supposed to watch when you're.
I wonder if it's that the same movie that they were watching earlier. You know, did you ever think of that? Like
that's the only one.
That's the movie Frank.
Like he probably remembers what it was.
Hey Frank, F you.
It's called Angels with Filthy Souls, which sounds like a porno.
Does.
But it is not a porno.
Very kinky one at that.
Angels.
It's not even a real film.
Angels Souls 17. Even filthier angels.
No. Why?
I don't know. I had something. I'll try it.
You had to go there.
I did. My bad.
It's all right.
My bad. And he watches it. movie.
Oh yeah, it's the movie that Joe Pesci.
It'd been funny if Joe
was the actor in it. That is funny.
Yeah, it's this guy. He's like, "You owe me some money," and he's like, "Well, that would have been the case."
Casey said.
He's like, "Well, too bad he's not in charge
Casey's
anymore.
not in charge anymore."
What? Well, I'm sorry. Well, I'm gonna give you.
How much did Casey say owe you? 10%.
He's like, I'm gonna give you 10 seconds.
To the count of 10.
To
get it right, bud.
To get your like
lousy, stinking,
yellow,
no good, rotten carcass off my property, out my door.
One.
The next one's property.
2, 10. Who laughs when it's
It's not even the fact that he's laughing. It's the fact the laugh itself
is louder than the gun.
Yeah, it's like I can hear the laugh. I shoot guns, so if I'm laughing, you can't hear me laughing, especially over an automatic rifle like a Tommy gun. Doesn't work.
Not this guy.
It's gonna be like
bellowing.
Ah!
He's like, ha ha ha. But it's like he is having so much damn fun.
He had a lot of fun killing snakes.
Yeah, the
snakes,
which comes up later. I love it. Where I lost my damn notes. Hey, Kevin does that thing when the guy starts getting shot, he covers his eyes. Because like when you're a kid and you see something scary, you do
like you want to look, but you're not looking.
Yeah. Look. Yeah. I did that a lot when I was a kid. And then so they're on the plane, the mom and the dad, and they're like that. She's like, I feel like we forgot something. And he's like, well, I don't think we forgot anything. He's like, well, did you close the garage door? He's like, nope. See, that's what it was. She's like,
no. She's like the coffee pot. No, turn the coffee pot off. Just close the garage doors. Yeah. No, wait. No.
Oh, hey, Eric. Thanks for the love of the hat. Yeah, I didn't see the comment because I was,
too busy.
And if there's this brief,
that's
pause.
That's what I get. This is where it gets me a little bit. It's like
we're reconnecting. There we go. All right, we go. Anyway,
this part that gets me. This whole time, it's like like we discussed earlier, she should have felt that she didn't see Kevin. And she's on a plane, and Kevin's nowhere in sight. None of the kids are at this point, so it's not like she's looking around and doesn't see Kevin. It's like
it's a sudden realization of like I didn't fucking.
I don't even
like. Not here.
I think she finally realized she never saw him.
Like like in the back of her mind.
Yeah, like she's going through everything. She's like, did I see? I saw Buzz. I saw so and so. I saw her, him, her. And then she's like, where was Kevin? And then that's it. Kevin's gone.
And it's funny because Kevin's gone. It's
like an instant scream. Not she doesn't even look at Dad and be like, did you see Kevin?
Horror. It's horror.
But I feel like I would have been like,
yeah.
Did you see Kevin? Did you see Kevin?
Nope.
I didn't see Kevin. Frank, did you see Kevin? Who's Kevin? Frank. Fucking Frank. God, what a dick. Stealing crystals, by the way. Stealing crystal silverware and what a dick.
And he's like the champagne's free, right? He's fucking down.
He's like fill it up. Like she just put a little bit. He's like, no.
Screaming at this lady.
The lady's like, damn, dude, chill.
Man, this is like a 2.5 hour flight. You need to calm your ass down. Then we are introduced to. I was trying to get this over to you. We're introduced to the Wet Bandits, who I am
pretty jealous, very jealous,
because my T-shirt game is on fleek. So, phrase belongs to 2012.
We ain't talking about your eyebrows, son. They're not fleek.
They're pretty good.
They're not penciled yet.
I don't do that shit. These are natural. Just saying. So we meet Marv and Harry, the burglars.
The wet bandits, sticky bandits, wet bandits.
It's just the wet bandits.
For now.
Brand change later. Then we cut to Kevin's watching The Grinch.
You're a mean one, Mr.
A couple weeks we'll be doing that on the podcast.
Yeah, we will.
Then so Kevin looks over and he sees
the outlines
of the burglars coming toward the
montage,
which is at this point he realizes he's not Home Alone.
Doesn't throw it in there yet.
But he does the smart thing. They're going to the basement to come up through, and he turns the light on it.
He turns all the lights on, and then he goes to the basement.
And turns the porch light on. So it's like, oh, someone's home. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, really smart move.
Smart thinking for an 8-year-old. Smart thinking, period.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Then he runs and hides under the bed, which is what every kid does.
Yeah.
Because the bed is a safety safe.
Probably would have called the cops, but the phone lines are down.
And they left.
Yeah.
So, like, if you call the cops, there's no one there. As we learned from Home Alone 3, don't call the cops unless you can get them to stay in the area. Yeah. Then he goes outside, and he's like, I'm not scared.
I'm not scared. I'm not afraid anymore. Yelling around.
Come at me, bro.
Old man Murphy walks up.
Comes around the corner, not
out
doing
of nowhere.
Anything.
Like, it was out of nowhere, so which is kind of like.
It's like, is he challenging me?
It did like, okay, I'm scared again.
Yeah, he just goes, run away! He just screams. He screams all the way to the house.
Dude, the scream is epic, too.
All the way up the stairs and all the way down the hall. Just the whole consolidated scream.
He's got some pair of lungs on him, man. That was a heck of a scream. I gotta hope that's McCulkin's real scream, because that's an epic scream, being able to cut that.
I don't think you can do it nowadays.
No, probably not.
Excuse me for
all
a
that
second.
smoking and that meth that he does.
He has a band that only sings about pizza.
Sounds terrible.
Probably is. I don't know. I'd like to see Macaulay Culkin make a comeback.
I mean, I would.
Home Alone 6. Come on.
Be the dad.
Be the dad. See, we talked about a plot for that, but it's not stray away from this too much. So yeah, he screams all the way up. Then the parents, they call the police. They're like, can you send someone to check on our son? He's home alone. And they're like, we got a lady on the line.
It's like, let me send you to Family Crisis and all that.
She's
it's like, it's not a crisis. I need a cop.
It's kind of a crisis.
But it's not that. No, it's not. Family Crisis is like abuse, basically.
I know.
I'm thinking of. So
but still, it's like, it's kind of a crisis. And they like, there's a lady on line 2. She sounds kind of hyper. Bitch! Of course she's hyper.
Do you not listen? Her kid is home alone at 8.
And they're in Paris.
A long ways away from Chicago.
Long. Like, I don't know what that flight's like. Probably like.
That's probably 14 hours.
It's a long journey. And the cops is kind of like, all right, we'll send a guy over.
Well, no. Because then he's like, oh, well, let me transfer you to whoever the first lady was.
And she's like, I already.
And he's like, Rose, hyper on 2. And she's like, all right.
She's like, pick up.
Oh, hi, man. No shit, Sherlock. And then she goes through and tells the whole story again. And she's like, all right. And interrupts her. If I'm mom, I'm like, listen here, bitch. I will come back and.
I will not go check on my son. I will come to you. I will cut you. No, go check on my son.
Yeah. Upstairs says, all right, we'll send a cop.
Who just goes and knocks on the door. But Kevin, of course, after seeing
still scared from old man
and in that, not going to go answer the door. So he's like, tell the woman to recount her kids because there's no movement. You didn't even go inside or anything.
Nobody's home. Do you think the kid is like, my son knows not to answer the door for nobody. Nobody.
Even if it is a cop. Joe Pesci was dressed as a cop.
Yeah. Nope. Nobody. So the kid's not going to open the door for you. I don't care. He can't see through the peephole.
He didn't even look through a window or anything. He just went.
Knocked.
Well, I guess that covers that. And left.
Done. Tell her kids, and then the line, tell the lady to count the kids again.
Yeah.
You think that she can't count her kids, and she's like, all right, I don't see Kevin anywhere. I'm in Paris, so he's got to be,
Oh, wait a second. I don't have a son. It's not like Patrick's parents would be like, oh, yeah, we don't have a son. That doesn't happen in real life. So then they're on flight back home, like, oh, sorry, there's no flights for 2 days. And then she's like, hey, here at the airport,
and maybe
will open up. So the whole family, except for the mom who stays at the airport by herself in a country its first language is not English, to wait on a slim day.
At the airport, talking to people that are flying back to America.
Yes.
So,
which we'll get to in a second. Like, so, like, what?
Yeah.
Legitimately. To Frank, they'd be like, couple of weeks.
Yeah. Better. I forgot my read on that.
Oh yeah.
What a
Frank.
This guy's an asshole.
If you get one podcast, this is a good movie. Fuck Frank.
Frank is a dick.
Frank is a dick.
Like makes you feel any better. That's my son, you asshole.
Then we cut back to Kevin, who had just taken a shower, washed behind my ears.
He's just talking to himself, doing this little monologue, and it's like, okay, cool.
He's feeling adult because he's doing adult thing, and then he takes aftershave and he puts it on his hand,
which I don't get, because for aftershave to burn, you have to
shave because it burned. But maybe it's like, I like to think that he has a little cut or something, and when he pats it, he hits it. It's iconic.
That is a very.
It's really iconic.
It's okay. It's great. I'm not arguing.
So he takes the aftershave and he pats it again.
The scream's iconic. It is.
Yeah, and just that is like synonymous with the movie. Then he goes and he sees Buzz's like chest where
all his money is.
I think
because he realizes he needs a toothbrush because his bag was packed because his mom was a good mom.
He doesn't have his toothbrush.
So he doesn't have his toothbrush.
And so he's climbing up all these shelves of shit,
which is not smart. But
maybe get something to knock it down with. Yeah, like
well, he's he's short, so he's got to.
So he's like climbing up all these shelves, and he steps on like a weak shelf, and just everything falls collapses. Right in half.
And then he doesn't freak out, which I guess is kind of
he grabs the money and
just leaves. Walks off,
and the spider walks out.
Gone. Spider. So
shit.
And then he goes to the grocery store, correct? Or doesn't it flash over?
It flashes over to Wet Bandits are across the street, and Harry's got a snorkel, and he's just breaking shit,
taking his crowbar and smashing it into a bag. Yeah. He's knocking it all into his bag, so toys, playing with toys and everything.
Yeah, and then Harry's actually getting like stuff. Like
Marv's in the our living room playing with the train and all the kids' toys, of course, because that's what Marv would do. Marv's great. I love Marv.
And then Marv takes wash rag,
shoves
them in the sink drain, turns the faucet on, and walks out. Which we'll get to in a second when they have that little conversation. But they're doing that, and then we cut to Kevin who's at a store buying a toothbrush. And he goes up to the lady at the counter and he's like, "Is this the American Dental Association approved?" She's like, "I don't know." He's like, Can you check?
Find out.
Which is like such an adult, like specific.
Like at this point, it's almost like he's just really trying to be an adult
and sound adult.
Yeah, he's trying extra hard.
And he's waiting to hear back from this old lady. And the shovel guy comes and puts his hand on the counter, which is wrapped because it's cut.
Which is kind of creepy.
He works on shit.
Yeah, but no, I mean, it's just man. Well, not only that, but he like slams his hand down and then he just stares at Kevin.
Who just slowly starts backing up, holding the toothbrush, and they're like,
"Son, you got to pay for that here, son."
It's like, why wouldn't you just put it down and then run out?
Terrified.
So he's like backing up, and then they're like, suddenly he runs out, and then they're like, "Jimmy, get him,
shoplifter!"
And Jimmy runs outside. He's like, "Stop, shoplifter!" And the cop runs after him. Kevin slides across this ice rink. The cop gets hit by all the people. Kevin slides under, and he's screaming the whole time. Then too, he's like, "Whoa!"
It's great.
Oh yeah, fun times. Then he gets all the way home. And he's like, "Yes, I evaded the police.
I'm a criminal." He's like, "I'm a criminal," and like he's pouting. He's not happy, but it is what it is.
Then we get the whole Wet Bandit gag. Like Marv comes back in to the van and he's smiling, like really big, smiling.
What, Marv?
And he's like, "You did it again, didn't you?" He's like, "What? You did it, the thing."
Yeah, it's our, what is it? It's
our calling card.
Our calling card.
Yeah, all the greats have a calling card.
It's us. We're the Wet Bandits.
It's a stupid thing. It's a stupid thing that you're doing.
Which it is.
It is. For later, we'll get to that.
Yeah, let's just leave a trail of proof all throughout.
Has to link us to this shit.
Everything.
But it's just like, but it's such a goofy thing to come up with. To just flood the house.
Just flood the house. What
Through
a
the
dick
wet
move
pages.
too.
Yeah, because now you got water damage everywhere.
Like water
and your
mold,
shit's gone.
ice. Yeah, thanks a lot, Dick.
Yeah, mold. He's cold. So yeah, there's a plethora of problems for this family.
At least the pipes won't freeze.
Yeah. Then they're pulling out and they almost hit Kevin.
which I love that part because it's so close and just Kevin's face and the scream. Once again, Macaulay Culkin's great job. He's like, ah! Just like right in his mouth. The dodge is just.
It says dodge.
Nope, you ain't dodging.
You ain't dodging. And then they're like, "Hey kid, you gotta be careful. We almost hit you."
Santa Claus don't visit the funeral homes, little boy.
And then Harry smiles at him, and the tooth dings.
Dings, and that's when Kevin's
like, "Oh shit," and starts like walking away.
He's like, "I don't like the way
that kid that looked at me." He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "He looked at me like he knew me."
He looked familiar. Did you see him
before? He's like, "I saw like 100 kids that night. I don't know." He's like, "Kids all look the same." So they're like, "Let's follow him."
Which
looks shady.
It's
that
not suspicious at all.
The man just pulls out right behind him, and then he turns around and they stop. And like, of course he knows that.
And then he goes up and he starts going. And he's like, "Why is he going a little faster?" It's like, why do you think?
Because
you're literally
a van chasing him,
following him, going not even a mile an hour, just rolling along, following him. I'd run too.
Exactly.
So then they got the. He's like, "I told you." He recognized me. I told you. So he's chasing him, and then he goes through and he runs.
And then they're like, "Oh, well, whatever. He's out of here."
Well, and they cuts off to the church.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Did he go in the church?" And Harry's like, "I'm not going in. We're not going." Harry goes, "We're not going in there." And I like this because Marv goes, "Yeah, I'm not going in there either." He goes, "No shit, Marv. Harry literally just said that."
But it's Marv. But like, so we cut, and they're like, they're gonna go rob the McAllister house because they don't know Kevin's there. And in an effort to avoid them robbing it, he's got this really elaborate system.
This kid's really smart.
He's got all these ropes connected him. There's a bunch of dummies in the basement. So he's like,
he's got the mannequins and stuff. Which what his dad's got to be, or mom, I guess. Mom.
Someone has to be some
in
sort
the
of
fashion.
Yeah, to have all these mannequins or like a beautician or something. And he has like a Michael Jordan standee on a train, like going in a circle, and like one's on a turntable, and he's like dancing with the other ones. Like it look like there's a party going on,
right?
And they're like, "Man, there's a lot of people in there."
Do they come back from Paris, Marv? I love that part. From Paris.
He's like, "Oh, they're right here." So like, all right, we'll just have to come back tomorrow.
Come back in the morning.
Yeah. And then we cut to the family in their hotel, and they're watching a French movie that they can't understand.
Yeah, I can't even attempt to understand.
And Frank comes in with this shrimp platter.
Attention. And then whoever the aunt, like the place we're staying at, she's like, "Frank, we're going to save those for later." And he just continues, of course, to be dickhead Frank and serve the shrimp to everyone. She's like, Frank, says his name like 4 times. I'm like, if I'm her husband, I'm walking over like, put the fucking shrimp down, Frank.
Come in there and kick your
ass. Hate Frank so much. It's unbelievable.
This should have been like Phil Vomit 13. We hate Frank.
I hate him so much.
And we'll pick apart the character of Frank.
Everything he does is there's not.
Actor did
Frank
a great
doesn't
job
do one good. He did. He doesn't do one good thing in this show.
And then the kids are talking amongst themselves. They're like, "Well, aren't you worried about Kevin? He's home by himself." Buzz is like, he has this line, which is so great for the irony. He's like, "We live in the most boring street in the world.
It's true.
Nothing happens at our street. You'll be totally fine."
That's exactly like that line was put in there for that purpose.
Yeah,
for the irony,
the dramatic irony. We know it's going.
We know
on,
it's like no shit's going down. Buzz, you best be careful.
Then we see the pizza guy pulling up and hitting the damn statue again, and he gets out, and Kevin has the movie
Angels with Filthy Souls
rigged up. So the guy walks up, and he's like, "I got your pizza." And he's like, "Leave it on the doorstep
and get out of here."
And he's like, Okay.
Well, you got to pay for your pizza, sir. Well, how much do I owe you? $11.71 or something, 80 cents.
And he drops
and he drops $12. And he goes, keep the change, you filthy animal. He goes, cheapskate.
I'm going to give you to the count of 10
to get your lousy, yellow, no good rockets off my doorstep. Yeah.
1, 2, 10.
So even with the volume on full blast on this box TV from the 90s,
which is loud as shit. That's loud.
I'm like, do people not know what a gun sounds like? Because this guy is terrified right now.
Think windows would be breaking?
Something you would hear you would hear more. I'm just like it's funny.
But then again, he doesn't want to get shot.
Right.
It's like that gunshot scene happens in the movie, and the guy's like falling over trash cans and like running away to his car to get out of there.
It's pretty funny.
And then Kevin just laughs. He's like, "I got him."
Because I like it because he's sitting there with the remote, and he's like, he's mouthing with it. Like, keep the change, you filthy animal.
He does that later.
Yeah,
it's great. Then we cut to his mom, who's talking to this lady, and she's like, she offered her
the earrings,
her watch, $500.
And she's like, do you like the watch? She goes,
it's a real Rolex?
She goes,
think
it is?
Like,
she's like, I don't know.
He's
I don't need it.
You can't. They'll never know.
Nobody knows.
Like, she's literally doing everything she can just to get.
She is trying hard,
really hard.
Which at this point, she's in America, I think, right?
Yeah, because she goes, "Where am I at?" And he's like,
"Well, no."
Well, no, she gets there from.
I think she's at Dallas at that point.
Yeah, and so she gets the plane ticket from this lady.
Yeah.
After giving her all this stuff and all the money, and then she goes to Scranton.
Yeah, which we decided that the guy in Scranton is
Michael
Scott's father.
Just for continuity.
Future reference.
Yes. Then we come back to Kevin, who's again showered and he's singing into a comb.
Dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know.
Which we've all done.
Oh yeah,
it happens. And then he does the fucking aftershave again. It's like, if it hurts you,
why
stop doing it.
But I'm not mad because
it's funny.
It's funny
shit. Thing. It's like, stop doing it. Did you forget that it hurt?
Like maybe he's like, he's 8, so he's like, the first time it's supposed to hurt, right?
I'll start getting numb to the pain. What an adult way to look at life.
I'm a man.
If I just keep doing it enough, I'll be numb to the pain.
Sounds like life.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. He's getting used to it early. Then he goes shopping with Buzz's money.
Which I love this scene because the lady is like, it's almost like she's impressed with him.
Because he's acting so adult.
Yeah.
Because he goes.
She's kind of like.
He buys detergent and microwave meals.
And
so she's.
And then you got the little green army man.
And she like looks at him with the army man. He's like, for the kids. And then she scans orange. He's like, wait, I got a coupon for that. I got it out of the paper this morning. And so she's just like looking like, this kid. And he's like reading a magazine. Just like waiting on her to get it all done.
Yeah. And she's like,
that'll be 1925.
Are you here by yourself? He goes,
no, first she goes, it'll be 1925, as if like, there's no way this kid's got this much money. And he hands her a 20. And she's like, you're by yourself? He's like, man, I'm 8 years old.
Which he milks that.
Yeah. Of course I'm not here by myself. She's like, where's your
mom? She's in the car. Where's your dad? He's at work.
Brothers and sisters.
I'm an only child.
Like
he just said that he's getting it for the kids. And it's like,
well, maybe it's like, it's a joke. Like maybe he can play it off like, I'm a kid.
I'm a kid.
That's me. I'm the kid. So this is perfect because I've had this moment. He's walking with his bags, walking home,
and
both the bottoms just drop out. And the shit goes.
And he just stops.
He's like
I like how it just cuts out because he just stops. Like he doesn't like look down. He literally just stops and drops his shoulders.
Because he's like, God damn it. And it just cuts. And then he's doing laundry. Which again
the furnace acts up. And then they go, Kevin.
He goes, "Oh, shut up!"
And then it just stops. I'm like, dude, that's talent, bro.
Bravo!
You just made your furnace quit working by words.
Well, I'd like to think that it was on his imagination, like the scare. We've all been in the. I've seen something scary that we just like started imagining what it would be.
Yeah.
So it's like his imagination is the furnace going crazy, and then when he was like, "Shut up," it's like he overcame his fear and it stopped being scary. That's how I look at that.
That's an interesting outlook. There you go.
Artsy.
Little sentiment, like
yeah,
deep meaning to it.
Yeah, you know.
I'll give it to you. I'll allow it.
Because if their furnace is just randomly kicking on and off, this house will burn down indefinitely.
I mean, it's cold outside.
That's an hot furnace that just opens and flats and shit. So I don't want that furnace.
It is an interesting.
So I'm just saying. I hope it's the imagination. Yeah. The bandits are sitting outside, Harry and Marv, and they're like, why is this house so quiet? There was like 20 people in there last night.
Marv goes to check it out.
Yeah. And he sticks his leg in the dog door.
Why?
What was that like?
Like, are you like trying to like?
Is he trying to get someone's attention? Like,
hello.
He puts his foot in. Like, who's that? And he's like, oh, they're definitely home.
His shoe falls off.
Yeah,
and he like
reaches and grabs
and you hear him go, oh, and he grabs it.
Why are your shoes that loose? To our dog
it's
door.
Marv. It's Marv.
And then Kevin turns on the movie.
And it just plays it. And it's Snakes and whatever. They don't even say the guy's name.
Yeah, they say Snakes.
But Snakes is the one that gets shot.
Because he goes, like Marv's listening to that, like,
he's listening to the monologue or the analog or the dialogue. Sorry.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh my God, there's something going on in there."
He's like trying to
and then the whole time Kevin goes and gets the firecrackers he stole from Buzz in a pan. And he's waiting for the gunshot to get ready. And he lights it. And it starts going off with it. And Marv starts like running. He flips over a trash can.
Which again, Marv is a criminal and should know what a gun sounds like.
But it's also Marv. Harry might have been skeptical.
Harry might have been like,
Marv, not so much. So he's like flipping over trash cans, like running and like dodging.
Like he jumps behind the trash cans for cover.
It was funny. He goes back to the van. Harry's like, "What the heck was that?" He's like, "Some guy just got blown away in there."
Got blown away in there. Blown to shreds.
I don't know, but that Snakes sounds familiar. Snakes? Yeah, snakes.
Snakes. I don't know snakes. I mean, he sounded like a snake.
Yeah, he sounded like a snake.
He did not sound like a snake at all.
No one sounds like a snake. Unless you like in Harry Potter world. All right, this will be a good time. We're going to take a brief intervention from this podcast, and we're going to bring you to a brief commercial. DJ and I have never tried this
Merry Mashup.
Merry Mashup. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to try it out and let you know what we think of it. We're Mountain Dew fanatics, so
I'll go with that.
We'll tell you what we think of it. There's a little water in this cup, but that's okay. Yeah, just drink your water. Nice.
There we go.
High quality H2O.
That is high quality.
High quality.
Vicky Vatico showed me her boobies, and I like them too.
Thank you, sir.
No problem, man.
We're going to treat this like wine. We're going to smell it.
It smells good.
All right, hold on. We got to do it at the same time.
Got to do it.
Yeah. Look at the lid. It's got a pinkish.
No poison. No
color.
poison.
It smells.
It smells
like
good.
Fruity. It smells
I
very
mean,
fruity.
it is.
All right.
Cheers, mate. I mean, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. Don't, you're swishing it like. Yeah.
Let's try to be fancy.
Killed all the cavities. You gotta spit it out.
It gargles okay. But no, it's like got an odd aftertaste. It's like you get the pomegranate and then you get the cranberry in an aftertaste.
I don't really know. I don't like it. I mean, I'll stick with Voltage.
How would this rank to maybe some other past Mountain Dew flavors, like your Pitch Blacks and your Whiteouts and your...
Never liked Whiteout.
Live
It's better
Wire.
than Whiteout. It's not better than Live Wire. Voltage is my favorite outside of regular.
I do.
Pitch
You ever had a
Black.
Voltage slushy?
No.
Well, I worked at Frisch's and they had that, like, the shaved ice.
Yeah.
So I would take it in a blender and I would pour Voltage in it and I would make Voltage slushies. Good shit, man. Well, that was our small little review for Mountain Dew Mary Mashup. I'll give it a 4 out of 10.
I'm probably going to give it like a 3 because I feel like it's just dull.
It kind of just...
It doesn't have a
It
kick.
tastes like watered down Code Red.
I don't even think it tastes like Code Red. Just kind of bland. It's not strong flavor.
Anything else you'd like to plug while we're here in our commercial segment?
No, we're good.
Podcasting schedule coming up. We're doing Home Alone 2.
We should be
couple
live.
days.
We should be live on Thursday with
We'll be
that.
live again. I like doing lives. We'll start doing more lives because the video just goes right to you guys, and I don't have to do all the editing.
And we're working. We got a second mic, and we're working on figuring that out. So the
Yes.
sound quality will be a lot better.
Hopefully, we'll be working with 2 mics, because we have the mic, and we thought we had the right cords, but trial and error.
It's a work in progress.
Trial and error. We also are working on doing shorts over our Christmas shutdown. We'll have those done. I have videos, 8 or 9 videos done, ready to be put out to you guys. Podcasts, top 10 lists, my Halloween, 31 days of Halloween reviews. Those will hopefully be online tonight. When DJ goes to bed, I'll try to get those on the internet.
Interweb.
The interwebs,
World Wide Web.
That kind
Before
of thing.
time began.
And then starting next year, we're going to do our top 10 films of 2018. So over shutdown, I'm going to try to watch more 2018 movies. Get
we're gonna have
a
to go
thicker
through
list. I'm going to have to get me some.
I mean, it's
stuff
not going to
on.
be it's just going to be like, for me, it's going to be the top 10 movie or 10 movies that I remember. Like
From 2018. It doesn't have to be theatrical, television, Netflix,
whatever.
Sci-Fi channel, whatever.
It's going to be a rough one because there's a lot. So we'll probably forget some good ones.
I've gone through and kind of looked at what came out and tried to pair it up because the stuff that comes out early in the year, it's like you forget that that's from this year.
Yeah.
Like trying to think of an example. Strangers Prey at Night came out like January, so it's like I totally forgot that was this year, and I was like, oh yeah, that was this year, and it's in my top 10 right now. I probably after I watch some stuff, it might get dark.
Give it away. Let's go. Don't give it
We
away.
always
Save
gotta
it.
Watch our commercial segment.
Skip this part. Wait.
Don't.
Too late.
Yeah. You're not watching it anyway.
We're going back to
Say
the
whatever you
regular
want.
podcast.
I'm a goddamn monkey.
All right. So where were we?
Not there. Here.
There.
This is great. It's Catherine O'Hara. She's at the airport, and she hitches a ride.
This is when she's in Scranton.
Yeah, and like
Talking to Mr.
can't-
Scott.
She can't get a plane.
And the guy, Mr. Scott, Michael Scott's father, is like, well, we can get you a hotel and we'll get you a flight tomorrow. And she's like, yeah. Basically,
Which
she
is
goes,
decent
fuck
customer
you.
service.
Oh yeah, it is. And
But she's a panicked mother.
she's paying money. There's nothing you can do.
That's
They're
nothing to
doing.
fuck with.
They're not being bad. They're doing the right thing. They're like,
But
yeah,
at the
we'll
same
get you a hotel.
time, she's doing what she needs to do.
Yeah, exactly. There's nobody in the wrong really there. But all while she's flipping out, you see John Candy, which they don't really say his name, do they? Like, I mean, I know he introduces.
He says it.
He introduces himself, but like that's the only
That's the
reference.
only time. It's the only time.
It's
You think
John
she'd be
Candy.
Like, I hitched with these guys, whatever.
Yeah.
But he's like, hey, we're having the same kind of problems that you're having.
Trying to get home or trying to get. Are they getting home?
They're going to a concert,
Yeah.
but it's like on, like her stops on the way.
Right.
And he's like, well, we could take you. And she's like, "Well, who are you guys?" And he's like, "Oh, you never heard of us? It's like Poca Poca Poca, Dishin Mika Poca, which is Kiss Me Poca, Poca Twist. All these are song titles." Yeah.
So John Candy, all his lines, none of them were scripted. Everything was improv, and it was filmed in a 23-hour period.
Which I'm assuming he's like, this woman needs to get home. You're getting her home.
That's it. It was all fit. His whole segment was filmed in one day, which, I mean, it's not a lot.
It's not.
But in Hollywood, it's a lot.
But like that much improv and that much good dialogue.
Good dialogue. Like the whole.
It's the whole thing. He's like, Poca Poca Poca. Just a Poca.
And I wonder if like he was like,
I'm sure there's a longer take.
You're in a polka band. Like I don't think they told him you're in a polka band.
No, I think he just came up
with the polka band. Because if you look at the shirt, it's got a beer on it. And that's like,
I think it was like they were a bowling team.
Yeah.
Maybe was their original idea.
I don't know.
And he just starts saying polka.
The polka. And it's like, all right, we'll go with it.
We're going with polka. Zoom out on their shirts and fucking let's go.
We'll take out the bowling later. I don't know, but it's great. I love John Candy.
John Candy.
And this was slightly based off his character from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
I wish it could have been Dell. Like it just.
That's what they said loosely based.
It's also a John Hughes movie.
Yeah.
Like I wish they could have literally been Dell.
But when
I know all about traveling problems.
Yeah.
And then just like goes on with this whole thing. That would have been fun.
That would have been funny.
But hey, you can't always make it a universe. Not everyone's Marvel.
Yeah.
Or Kevin Smith.
Especially back then it was.
He did the US universe in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, before Marvel did it, he did it in a smaller scale.
Right.
Anyway.
Excuse you.
Thank you. Then Harry and Barb were waiting to see who this guy who shot this guy is.
So they sat outside overnight.
Yeah.
Like,
because they're like, well, if we ever get arrested, we can rat this person out.
So basically, they're there. Probably it was daylight when it happened. So let's say probably 5:00 in the afternoon, and they stayed there till over probably about 13 hours because it's probably about 8:00 the next morning, roughly, just guesstimate. Sleeping in the van and shit, uncomfortable as all get out, no doubt.
Marv looked pretty peaceful.
Marv looked pretty.
But it's Marv.
It's Marv.
We're just gonna keep it.
Marv is a child. Marv is his own person. It's Marv.
And like the kid, Kevin comes out and starts like trimming a tree,
cutting the top of the tree off.
Turns into a Christmas tree
because that's his. Because it's a good size for him.
He can decorate his own and all
that. So yeah, cuts the top of the Christmas tree off.
They're like, it's just that kid. And Marv's like, oh, that must mean the parents are home, right? And he's like, nah.
Well, no, they go up into the window.
Yeah.
And that like Kevin sees Harry
through the ornament.
Good eye. Good, yeah. Hell of an eye.
Because he's like, oh.
And then hell of a reaction too, because I would have turned around and ran.
And he doesn't.
He goes, hey, Dad, you want to come help me with the ornaments or decorate the Christmas tree or whatever?
Or it's like trying to
them to know that he's home alone.
But like, damn, like that.
And then Harry's like, he said, that kid that we saw the other day, he lives here. He goes, oh, the kid's here. The parents are here. He goes, no.
He's home
Insert
alone.
Movie title. Yeah. He's home alone.
Gotta have that nice throw.
Gotta have that throw in. Right there it is, too.
It automatically bumps up your movie status.
Oh,
you can say the name. You can competently say the name.
Competently.
You can't just throw it in there for no reason. But like if it works in dialogue, it's like,
It worked. Very well.
Yeah, it does.
So that's when they're walking out, and then Kevin smartly runs upstairs to the attic. I'm assuming it's the attic.
And opens the
window to listen.
And
hears them talking about coming back tonight.
They specifically say 9:00.
Very
so now
emphatically,
on
too.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
So now he knows exactly.
It's like, you hear that, Kevin? We'll be back at 9. We're going to come back at 7.
Can you imagine? We're going to act like we're going to get in the van and we're going to turn around and beat the shit out of it.
Like, why would you not have done that? Like, the kids, like, seriously, the kid's home alone.
And he's sitting in the window. How did you not notice his kid?
Harry knows he saw him because, like, Harry knows that he's home alone.
Because he wouldn't have started talking.
So he wouldn't have started talking to his dad. So Harry knows that he got seen. Instead of just going in right then and there and tying this kid up and throwing him in the basement and taking everything, which would have ended this movie right then and there.
Nope. Just like,
no, we'll be back at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, Kev. Kevin,
what was that time you said there, Harry?
9.
9 o'clock. This many.
That's many.
In case you can't read. But yeah. And then he goes, kids are scared of the dark. Marv says that. He goes, kids are scared of the dark.
He goes, we'll come back when it's dark. And he goes, yeah, kids are scared of the dark. Are afraid of the dark.
Yeah. Marv, you're afraid.
You're afraid of the dark too.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not. Yeah, you are. I'm not. He is. I love Marv.
Then Kevin basically goes up to this fake Santa.
Yeah, he goes and
visits. At his car.
And he goes up to the elephant and he's like, oh, you can go catch him. He's still over there. Santa gets a parking ticket. Poor Santa.
He's like, yeah, you give Kris Kringle a parking ticket on Christmas Eve.
How the hell is he supposed to know you're Kris Kringle, dude?
And then he's like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? He's like, yeah, it's a Santa's got an appointment to catch me. Like, he's got a bone.
So basically, it's like 10 o'clock at night, or who knows what time it is.
It's not 10 because they're coming at 9.
They're coming back at 9. So
he missed his appointment.
Dark. Daylight savings time. It's like 7 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 6:30.
Yeah, it's 6:30. It's daylight savings time.
Because he does a lot of shit here.
Yeah, he does. He goes to see Santa, goes to the church and has a good old talk with Murphy, goes home and cooks his little microwave dinner. And then that's shitty luck, too. Right as soon as he's about to sit down to eat, he's like, nope, got no time.
That's adulting.
Yeah, there you go. So,
yeah, Kevin talks to fake Santa. He's like, can you tell the real Santa this for me? Which he says,
all I want is my mom back.
Yeah.
No, I like how he said just my mom.
Yeah.
He says everybody else is okay, but
he's like,
please,
if you can,
just my mom.
And he's like, and if you can, Frank, or no, can Buzz.
Yeah.
But if not, that's okay.
That's all right. Don't worry about Uncle Frank.
He really just wants his mom back.
That's it. Which you can't blame the kid.
And then Kevin's missing his family, and he goes to the church, and he finds Shovel Guy,
Mr. Murphy,
who's just talking to him normally now.
And walks up to him and I think at this point Kevin's like, oh, I'm at a church, I'm not scared of you no more. You're not going to do anything.
Murderers just don't sit in churches all the time. Some maybe, but not with a bunch of people in it.
Nobody
singing carols and whatnot.
So he actually has I like this. It's kind of a calm, relaxing scene with Kevin and Murphy.
Right before shit's about to get real.
Yeah, and it's kind of like Murphy's giving him advice, and it's like his talk kind of put Kevin in a good state of mind for what he is about to go down.
Yeah, because he's like, he's like, I'm scared, and he's like, that's okay to be scared.
Adults get scared too.
I get scared too.
Yeah.
He talks about how he doesn't talk to his son. That's why he's there watching his granddaughter sing now, because he won't be able to come to the actual thing. Kevin's like, why don't you talk to him? He's like, what if he doesn't want to talk to me?
Well, have you tried?
Have you tried? No, I'm scared. And he's like, well, just remember what you told me.
Yeah.
And he's like, you better go home. It's getting late. And he's like, I will. He's like, do you remember what I said?
It's pretty deep. It's pretty deep. It's pretty nice.
It is. And it's like that heart.
Sentimental. They took time out of this good comedic movie to have a good sentimental meaning
heart
to
heart talk.
Heart-to-heart talk, which was very good.
A guy who scared him and who he judged, he then has a deep conversation.
Yeah. So
which helps him later.
Yeah, which he's like, all right, so go home, get home.
And he's like, all right.
Puts his little microwave.
He has a line.
This is my house.
My house, and I have to protect it.
And I have to protect it.
So he sets all of his traps that we're going to see.
Well, he's got rolls out the paper, and Macaulay Culkin actually drew that. That is actually the battle plan. That is Macaulay Culkin's drawing. I'm sure they gave him a list of all the stuff that's going to be in, and here, just draw this out. It's all right, Dad, I got you.
So we see, and it's funny because having seen the movie, you see all the shit that happens.
Yeah,
it's all been set up there.
Yeah, it's all in there.
And you just don't know what it's going to be used for. Oh yeah, everything that happens had to have happened a certain way.
If it would have happened any other way,
it would have been.
Anybody would have climbed through a window a second sooner, or
it would have been bad.
Yeah,
Then so they roll up just as he's about to have his mac and cheese dinner, and he's like,
well, they don't roll up. That's when the bells ring, and he's like, all right, that's when he goes to set up all the traps.
It's 9.
That's not 9. I think it was 8. And that's when he was like, that's when when that alarm went off or whatever. That's when he was like, I gotta set the traps.
No, he sets the traps and then sits down for dinner. And then the bandits come,
Mm.
and then he's like, "Crap!"
Oh, there goes my food.
Yeah. So he immediately blows out the candles and goes to basically try to watch everything go
ready.
down. Yeah.
With his little rifle.
And they're outside talking, and he's like, "We'll just go in here." He's like, "Kids are stupid. This will be pretty easy." And while they're saying that kids are stupid, he's pointing the BB gun out of the dog door. Does he shoot him in the nuts?
He does. He shot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thigh area, but
Still
I'm
hurt.
pretty sure it was in the
He's
right
like
in the
point
junk.
blank range.
Point blank.
Shoots Harry. Harry's still back. Like, oh,
and they had to redo these type of scenes quite a few times because Joe Pesci forgot he was working on a PG movie. And of course,
PG or G?
But if he forgot he was working on a children's family-friendly movie.
But then you think he's used to Goodfellas and shit. He's used to cursing.
He's dropping the F. He dropped the F-bomb and all this, and they told him, it was like, look, PG. They told him, look, just say fridge instead of fuck, is what they told him. So that's when it's like fridge or fuck.
I wonder if he's like on the set of like Goodfellas, like another like mob movie. Like some shit goes happening.
Shut the friggin' door.
You fridge or fragile.
You fridge or fraggle.
Sorry, Home Alone.
Sorry, I get confused. No, but like they were like, look, just do this instead. You know, say
which
fridge.
Is great. It's comedic.
It is funny. And he's like, listen here, you little creep, when he walks in at one point, you know. And it's
which
like,
I'm sure he wanted to say.
Oh yeah, listen to your little shit. Oh yeah, you know it's good.
And then he goes, "Get him, Marv." And he's like, "Okay." And he sticks his head through the dog door.
And he's like,
"A bad idea."
Like just your head. I mean, break the door down at that point, because that's the back door with the torch.
Yeah. So Kevin's just kind of sitting there with the gun. And he's like,
and I love this.
Yeah.
Because he's got that sniper stance. Like legs are sprawled out. Like I don't know if like sniper stance. You got your legs sprawled out and your feet pointed outwards, so you have the balance. And he's got it perfect. Pops his head out. He goes, "Hello!" Boom! Right in the face. Marv.
His reactions are the
Marv's
best.
reactions are the best.
And then so
they go out and they split up.
Yeah. So Harry
says, "I'll take the front. You go downstairs. Go to the basement."
So, but what he does, they don't know is Kevin came outside with hot water
and watered it all down.
Because hot water hits the cold, reacts quicker. I'm assuming.
Well, he used the water hose. It wasn't hot water.
He used water.
He used the water, at least on the front or the back.
He pours water down so ice will happen.
Yeah, froze all the stairs.
So he goes to walk up the stairs, slips. Harry slips and falls.
Falls down.
Then Marv goes
and tries walking down the stairs and just
falls down the stairs.
Right, and just slides in.
Ow. He gets up, slips. Uses the crowbar in the window, pulls himself up. Slips again, and the crowbar just falls. It goes bing. So then he's like splits his legs so he can take stand up.
And he tries to Jimmy open the door.
And then he realizes the door is actually unlocked.
All while in the front, Harry, he already slipped. He gets back up and he's on the rail. And then he gets off the stairs and he's on the platform part. Slips again and then like backflips over the stairs.
That's when he's like using to climb up the side. He's like,
I'm gonna kill this kid.
And then Marv opens the door of the basement. He's like, "All right, I'm in."
Walks in.
And there's a light, like a pulley.
So he goes over, pulls the light. And the light just comes down, and like all this string starts falling on him. He's just kind of, and then he looks up, and then the iron just
falls in his face.
Right on him, man.
And then Harry gets to the door, and he goes to touch the handle, which Kevin put a heater on the other side, so it just burns the McAllister M into his hand. He's like, "Ah!" He sticks his hand in the snow, which if there wasn't snow, and that's got to sting like.
Oh yeah, dude, I couldn't imagine. I've been burnt before. Pretty good,
so. Now I'm getting these notes. Then Marv in the basement. He's walking up the steps, and we see his shoes.
Like a shoe.
What did he put down there? What was that?
It's tar. Okay. So you got a shoe, a sock, and a sock.
With his foot coming out of it. And he's stepping up, and we see a nail sticking out, and you see his foot.
And you see the foot go on the nail just a little bit. And then it just stops. And then it flashes up to Marv.
And he's like,
And he
And
falls
he picks
back.
up his
I
foot.
love Marv's scream, dude. The screams in this are so good. He's like,
falls back down
you can't even mock it. You can't even mock the screams because they're so
Later,
iconic.
the scream is just like,
oh yeah,
that is electrocution scream.
the electrocution scream is the best. From the two, we'll get there.
he's walking away from it. He's walking away from it. And he's like smoking. He's like, we'll get there Thursday. I love Home Alone 2, as you will find out from our Christmas video. So we got to the front door.
I like how they cut back and forth.
Yeah, because we're getting like Marv doing something.
You get Marv do something, then Harry gets something. Like
it's like equally funny.
Like, yeah, you keep getting it.
So Harry is like, I got you now, and he opens up because he goes to touch the handle, make sure it's
he's
not
at
hot.
the back door at this point,
He's
which is funny because Marv is downstairs in this basement, just feet away from him, and right as soon as Harry opens the door, and go ahead.
So he opens the door, and there's a blowtorch right here, just rigged when the string pulls it and it goes off.
Yeah,
and it starts blowtorching his hat, and he's like.
But he just stands there and takes it. Like, I feel like the second that I felt fire on my head, I would be like running away. And he just stood there for like 20 seconds and just let the fire burn his head.
And he puts his head in the snow, and you see like his hair's burnt.
Like his hat's burnt. I like it. I like how they kept the hat just like
the rim
burned up.
And he keeps it on. He doesn't take it off.
Doesn't take it off. I love
it. And then we cut back. Marv gets out of the basement and he slips again. We hear him slip. We hear the crowbar fall. It's like he forgot the ice was out there. He just walks out. He's like, oh. Well, he's also barefoot too.
And he's barefoot.
So he has no traction.
And at that point, like he walks out is the exact same time that Marv bursts in through the back door and breaks down the torch and all. Harry.
So it's like they're coming back from the same thing. Yeah. And Harry goes inside after Kevin, and he walks to the doorway with the cellophane wrap.
A saran wrap.
Is it saran wrap? It says cellophane, the tin foil. Anyway, it like gets wrapped around his face. And he's like,
I mean, it's got honey or glue or something.
He's like more and more pissed because he's like ripping it off his face. Yeah. And then Kevin has a fan with this pile of feathers and blows on him. And then Marv walks in.
Well, you're skipped. Marv is barefoot and finds an open window.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
And climbs through the open window. And Kevin has the ornaments laid out. And Marv just like, so I thought about this. If I'm climbing in, how do you climb in a window? Head first?
Feet first.
Feet first. Like 1 foot in.
And then pull yourself in.
And then, Marv just like sits in, swings both foot and plops down. And just like smashes his feet right on the ornaments. Like I'm like, I mean, if he would have just done 1 foot, like I feel like that
it would have been not enough pressure to where you feel it. And
okay.
But no, he goes.
Which of course it's Marv, so he does the idiotic thing.
I'm gonna kill that kid.
That's I love Marv when he says that. Like, I love Marv.
And so he stumbles in, and he's like, Marv, what happened to your shoes?
Marv, why'd you take your shoes off? Harry, why are you dressed like a chicken? And they just kind of look at each other and ignore it after that.
Well, like, all right. They can't look at each other like, wow, you look like shit.
Because Harry says it first, but Harry is like a lot less rude. Like, why are you dressed like a chicken? So Harry's like, all right, you got me, shut
up. Yeah, I got whatever. Then Kevin taunts them. He's like, I'm up here. Why don't you come get me? And they do. They try to.
They go over and they slip on the cars.
It's all these toy cars, which you'll see in our intro video. We'll take on that. They slip on the toy cars. They fall. And he's like, I'm up here.
I
now, is this the part where he says the line?
Not the horse's ass.
Are you thirsty?
Or no, yeah. Yeah. So he slips on the car, and this is an improv line on McCulkin's part. He looks at him and goes, do you guys give up, or are you thirsty for more? Which I want a shirt. Anybody wants to buy me a shirt? That's a shirt that I want. 2X. Thanks. Appreciate it. Love you.
If a shirt company
Merry Christmas.
The Film Vomit podcast.
Feel free to donate.
Yeah, he says that line, and they start running up the stairs, and he swings a paint can down, and Harry ducks. And
Marv's face, he sees it, he's like,
and he
takes the face.
And then Harry turns around, and then you
don't worry, Marv, I'll get him.
And the paint can's and he's like, Harry! And he turns around.
Which is funny, because it's the flash forward, like, 2 is a flashback, because he's like, oh my god.
And then Harry ducks.
So
Harry's better at dodging.
So Harry gets smacked with the paint can
and lands on top
of Marv.
Like he lands because he's so smaller.
Kevin gets all excited and he's like, yes! And runs off. And while Harry is on top of Marv, they're like, I'm going to kill that kid, and starts getting up. And Marv goes, ooh, buddy, you're missing teeth.
Yeah,
and his gold tooth is gone.
It's like, that kid got my gold tooth.
I'm going to kill that kid.
And so what he does, he runs upstairs and he calls the police, saying there was a robbery next door, saying he's the next door neighbor.
Murphy's neighbor.
He gives him because he knows her address.
Yeah.
Because back then you knew your neighbor's address and name.
Your address. Next thing.
And then he has a tripwire set up at the top of the stair. So they both fall, but Marv reaches and grabs his ankle as he's trying to run away. And he's like, oh, crap. And he's like, I got him, Harry. I got him.
I
got him. And he sees Buzz's spider on the stairs.
And he's like reaching for it.
Tiptoeing it. And then Marv's like, I got him. I got him. He takes the spider.
He grabs it. Drops it on his face.
And he's just like, he's screaming so loudly.
It's so good.
And then the spider crawls on top of Harry.
Well, because Marv jumps up, and the spider falls onto Harry.
And then, it falls and then runs onto Harry.
Yeah.
Because Harry's like unconscious.
And so Marv's got his crowbar.
First you see Kevin. He goes to the zip line.
Yeah.
He zips across.
Well, he doesn't zip across yet.
Well, he's getting ready to zip.
He's getting ready.
And then Marv is standing over Harry with the crowbar because he sees the spider.
Harry.
And he's like,
don't move.
Marv,
what are you doing?
He's like, Marv. And he misses the spider and it hits him right in the chest. He's like, did I get it? Did I get it? Where is it? And he's like looking, like touching his face. Where is it?
Then Harry gets up and he goes, I don't care where it is, and starts beating Marv.
How do you like it, you jerk?
Oh my god.
So yeah, Kevin zips to his little fort and he actually goes through the side a little bit.
And he says, better come get me or I'm calling the cops. And they're like, he's gonna call the cops. And he goes,
he's like,
you want to go down there through the traps again?
That's what he wants us to do, to go to his little fun house. he's like, nah. How's he gonna call the police from a fort?
from a tree house. How's he gonna call the police from a tree house? So they climb, or Harry starts climbing out, and Marv is like, we're going out the window? We're really going out the window? He goes, what? Are you scared?
Because first they go to the window, and he's like, where did he go? He's like, maybe he committed suicide.
Improv. It was an improv line.
And he's like, what? No. Like he would just jump out the window.
I did all of this just so I could die.
He's so confident.
It was
maybe he committed suicide.
It was an improv line too. And I'm sorry if I'm Joe Pesci and I'd have lost it, man. I'd have lost it on the spot. Joe Pesci's got a lot of golf.
That's when he just turns around and he's like, what?
What?
No. Yeah, they try climbing across the line to try to get to him. And he takes out a pair of shears. He's like, hey, guys.
He's like, go back.
Go back. Trying to go the other way.
Go back.
And he
go back.
And they swing and they smash into the side of the house.
I love it.
As it's falling, you think they just let it go. Because when it's swinging down, they're low enough where they can drop to the ground. But instead, they ride it out until they hit the wall.
They George of the Jungle that shit straight into the tree, man.
And then he runs into the neighbor's house, which is still flooding.
Yeah, and he's like, you bet I'm gonna call the cops again. Like what?
I don't know what he planned to do when they got in there.
I don't know either. I'm not really sure.
They can slip on the water.
I think he was hoping
the cops would be there by
then.
So he runs into that house.
Or lock him in that.
And then he's like, nah, we're not going to follow him in there. Harry's like, I got an idea. They go to the front.
Or the back.
So when he goes up to the basement, they're at the door. They grab him and they hang him on this little hook on a door where like a coat would go.
Coat hanger. Go ahead and take a drink of that. Just this little hanger that you would put a coat on that's on the back of the door. That's
kind of practical.
That thing that you hang coats on. Just that thing.
Fuck you.
Oh God. Oh God.
So they're like, what? They're like, what? They're like, what should we do to him? He's like, we're gonna do exactly what he did to us. We're gonna blow towards his head.
I'm gonna
burn his face with an iron.
I'm gonna smash his face with an iron. I'm gonna drive a nail through his foot.
He's like, I'm gonna bite off every one of his
Bite off his. I was like, where did you get that from, Harry? That's a little bit.
I don't remember that trap.
You still have all your fingers and toes, Harry.
And he goes to do it, and the shovel guy shows back up and just beats both of them over the face. Murphy comes,
saves the day. He's a true hero.
Both of them he goes, let's get you home.
Like that's you break the law. I think right there. You're breaking the law a little bit. Let's not tell the cops about what really happened.
Nope, he called in the robbery, and they somehow fell asleep.
Screw the bumps on the head.
Yeah. And the nail in the foot, and the iron mark on the face, and the burn top of the head.
Like, I feel like the cops would have asked Murphy, what did you do to
happened
him?
To these guys?
Like,
well, no, Murphy probably wasn't there either. Kevin called the cops. Murphy might have just went back to his house.
But that was Murphy's house that they called him at. Yeah.
No.
That was Murphy's house.
That was not Murphy. Wait.
That was Murphy's house.
How was he not home, though? How did he not?
I think he was home.
When it was flooding?
Oh.
There's water everywhere.
In the basement.
That came from the sink upstairs. I don't think that's that old guy's house.
Dude, I never thought of that.
Because that house was across the street.
I've always thought that was Murphy's house.
No.
Dude, trippy.
Because that's the house in the beginning that they shoved the rags in. And he's like, did you do that thing again? He's like, yeah, the one that they robbed. Because that's why it's flooding, because the Wet Bandits thing, he turned on the faucets.
Oh, shit. I always thought that was his house. I swear to God.
Because I think
that's why I thought he was. I thought he was in
there.
All
the commotion.
Or saw them. He saw them go in.
He saw them go in the front door. Maybe he saw Kevin run on the side and then go in the front door.
Because he's outside shoveling in dead bodies.
See,
damn,
I helped DJ solve Home Alone.
Fuck my life. You just ruined my life. I thought that was just.
Because that's why they said like the Wet Bandits thing came back to haunt you. It's because they robbed his house and did the Wet Bandit thing. It's the whole reason why it's flooding.
Because I was wondering why his house.
It just doesn't happen. Well, I mean, I guess it's a pipe burst.
Yeah.
But it's coming from that sink that he clogged. Yeah, it's running down into the basement.
Makes sense. Huh.
Cops show up, arrest the Wet Bandits.
So his name's not Murphy. Jesus.
No,
Christ.
it's not.
I'm wrong, people. Damn.
Boom!
My mind is
Max solves Home Alone.
Old man Marley.
Marley.
They even said that too.
But yeah, the neighbor's name is Murphy. Like, name's Murphy. But yeah. Aha.
I don't like being proven wrong, especially on national television.
This isn't television. This is the internet.
Close enough. It's
live.
It's global.
Oh yeah. People in China like
this ain't going anywhere either.
But yeah, they get arrested. And they're like, well, good thing you did the whole flooding.
So now we know each house you hit.
Now we know each house you hit.
Dumbass.
And then he's like, well, just remember, we're the Wet Bandits. W-E-T. Shut up, Marv. Shut up. He's like kicking him in the car.
Shut up, Marv. Dude, I love the last eye contact between Harry and Kevin.
Because Kevin's in the window and he's like,
it's like that's just one big F you to Harry right before he leaves. Which I would, if I was Harry, I'd be like, kill this kid.
I mean, later he wants to.
He wants to. Tries to.
Shoot him! Shoot her! I'm trying to shoot her!
Sorry. We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
That's his Ah! Goodness gracious. So his mom comes back in because the next day he wakes up and no one's home. He's like, "Mom."
He goes looking for mom because that was his wish.
Yeah.
He still believes in Santa,
and it's not mom.
even though Santa,
And then just like a couple of beats later, mom comes in, and then a couple more beats later, everybody else comes in. She's like, "How'd you guys get here?" He's like, "We took the plane
that you didn't want to wait for."
So she spent all that
money and all that time.
Went in a van with the Polka people to get there about 10 minutes before they did.
I beat you guys.
Because you got to think, they took a plane. She took a van.
She took like three
planes and a van. So, damn. She took planes, trains, and automobiles.
No trains.
We don't know this. We didn't see her whole journey.
No trains.
There's a whole other movie, just Catherine O'Hara trying to get to Kevin.
No trains.
She's on vacation alone.
Stretch.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to mention when she's in the van with the Polka people, and she's like, "Oh, he'll probably be okay, right?" And he's like, "Well," he's like, "Did you ever leave your kid home alone?" He's like, "Nah, but
we left
him at a funeral once."
Which this whole thing was, like we said before, this is still improv. So this is John Candy talking out his ass.
He's like,
with Catherine O'Hara having no idea,
having to act to go along with it. So I heard that's probably a real phase. So
yeah. Well, and not only that, she's like, "All right,
what do I say?
We're done with this now." What she says something like, "All right, we should not talk about this."
Should talk about this. Like, and you brought it up.
And he's like, "Well, we left him there for a few hours later." Well,
he's like, "We came back that night.
We came back that night when we came to our senses. Like, your senses? Were you drunk?" And he's like, he was okay. He was all right. 6 to 7 weeks later, he started talking again. And she's like, "All right, maybe we should stop talking about this." It's like, "Well, you brought it up."
It's wonderful.
It's really good.
I just had to throw that in because I love that line.
John Candy's great.
And then Kevin's like, "Oh yeah, I did some shopping." She's like, "You did shopping? Oh wow!"
You can barely tie your shoes.
But you went shopping, and then so everybody's happy, and he looks outside. And the old man's reunited with his family. Called his son.
I got you, buddy.
And then he's like,
Marley.
waves to him, waves back.
Kevin!
Then you hear Buzz go, "Kevin,
what did you do to my room?"
And he goes, cuts.
End movie.
Wonderful.
Love this movie.
All right, DJ, final thoughts on Home Alone.
This is one of my favorite Christmas movies, period, point blank, as you'll see from our upcoming top 10 Christmas movies list that will be on hopefully tonight.
Hopefully.
And I mean, it's just a classic. I mean, if you haven't seen Home Alone 1 and 2, then you haven't lived, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
They're Christmas movies that every family should watch every year.
This is a classic. It's a classic
by pure definition.
Yeah. It's a movie. I mean, clearly I invested in the T-shirt. I love Home Alone. I love the cast. This is a really good cast that works well together. And you'll see in the sequel they work well together again. I'm really excited to do Home Alone 2 Thursday. It's gonna be fun. Yeah. If you haven't seen this movie or haven't seen it in a while, revisit it.
Definitely.
And if you watch it every Christmas, just continue a schedule.
I watch it sometimes even when it's not Christmas.
Just because it's funny. Physical comedy.
Physical comedy is funny.
All right, that will do it this week for the Film Vomit Podcast. My name again is El Taylor.
And I'm DJ.
And have a good night.